This video is going to look at one of the more basic but frequently and commonly used functionalities in Adaptable, and that's the quick search function. Everything we're looking at is available in the Adaptable docs at docs.adaptabletools.com. And quick search is essentially a very basic find functionality. Let's make this thing full screen, and we can see here, for instance, in this example, we've searched for the word JavaScript, so any column which contains the word JavaScript is highlighted. Quick search itself can be run from many locations in Adaptable. Here we're running it, as you can see, in the dashboard. The dashboard allows a special quick search container if you want it. It's all configurable. You can take that away if required. Alternatively, you could run it here from the Adaptable ToolPanel, or again, as in this case, you could run it from the status bar. So if we want to look for the word next, we could do that and it appears here and here. So as I say, it's different to filters and it's different to queries in that by default, it finds any matching text and highlights it rather than reduces the grid to only displaying those rows. So as we will see, that is also an option for quick search. There's lots you can do, like everything in Adaptable. So for instance, we could change the quick search style. So if we go into quick search, we can say, for instance, that we want it to be a much darker yellow and we want the forecolor to be brown. And now if I search for the word, I don't know, framework, you can see it's using that color. As I say, by default, quick search merely highlights all matching cells, but there is an option to change that. So for instance, if we go into quick search, we can say filter quick search results. And now what will happen is it will only show the matching rows. So if I put in framework now, you can see that out of the 25 rows in the grid, only 14 have been returned. So you can have quick search working as a filter if you want it to. And the last thing we're going to show you is, by default, as I say, everything comes up. So for instance, if you just want to see where the language, let's imagine, for instance, can we make this? There we are. So let's say we have the language, we have the word JavaScript here, but we just want to see JavaScript. We really only want to see where the language is JavaScript. Now, actually, strictly speaking, you should do a filter, but let's imagine you did a search for JavaScript. You might not, for instance, want these rows to be returned because you're only interested in particular columns. So you can do that, and that's basically called filtering, excluding the quick search columns. And there's an example here, and in fact, it's actually the very same example here. We've done JavaScript, but some of the columns haven't appeared. And the reason why is because in search options, there is a property called exclude column from quick search. And there you can say for a particular column whether it should or shouldn't be included. So in this example here, we've said we don't want to include the description or read only. We want those to be excluded. There's many other options you can do as well. For instance, you can choose case sensitivity. There's a whole load of things you can do around quick search. Also, quick search will only work on columns which are visible, obviously. So there we are. Quick search is a very basic function. It's not nearly as complicated as filters and queries, which we'll look at in separate videos, but hopefully it's a useful tool to allow Adaptable users very quickly to find, highlight, and potentially filter on the cell values they want. As always, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, do please get in touch.